Hi, Miss Ma here. Now that we've put our instrument together, we're going to learn how to put our reed on our mouthpiece. Now, as you are putting your instrument together for future practices, your reed will be soaking in your mouth, like so. Okay? Now you never, ever want to talk with your mouth, with the reed in your mouth, okay? You could chip your reed, you could actually crunch on your reed and it could put a fracture, whatever. Once you have a chip in your reed, okay, up here, it hinders the quality of your sound. You will not be able to make the best quality sound as possible. So never talk with your reed in your mouth, and the reed is always the last thing you put on your instrument. So we are putting our instrument together. Our reed is soaking in our mouth. Now I'm going to show you by taking off the mouthpiece how you put the reed on. The flat part of the reed, you see how one side is flat and the other side is curved? The flat part goes against the flat part of the mouthpiece, okay? You are going to, you see how this part is flat? The bottom, the butt of the reed is going to be centered alongst the bottom or the base of the mouthpiece. Now, if you can see, my reed is too high. You can see it at the top. I'm going to lower it, and I'm going to wrap my fingers around and use my thumb to position it into place. The very tip of the reed should be in line with the tip of the mouthpiece. Now mine is not quite there yet, so I'm going to slightly maneuver it, still making sure that it's centered at the bottom. If it's not centered at the bottom, the air will not go into the instrument correctly. Okay, that looks about right. Now, I'm holding the reed in place. You are going to very carefully slide the ligature on and push it into place. You are going to double check your reed, and then you're going to screw the screws just tight enough to where they don't move. Do not force, and that is your sound. That is your reed. As you can see, let me get a little closer. The reed, it's a little blurry. I don't know how to fix it. The reed, if you're looking at it, the reed should be perfectly in line with the tip of the mouthpiece. Now this one is perfectly in line. So the reed should be perfectly in line with the tip of the mouthpiece. There we go. I didn't have it at the right angle. Okay, perfectly aligned. Now there should be a gap, just like you see. Where is it? If I put my hair in the background, you can see it. There should be a tiny gap. Now, remember, we're playing with our saxophone angled to our right side, and you just twist the mouthpiece on as far as it goes. You shouldn't see too much cork, okay? And you want to make sure that, again, neck strap is all the way, and the saxophone can just go into your mouth. While I'm sitting up straight in my band posture, saxophone's to the side, lift, and it's there. I do not need to move to the instrument moves to you, okay? And that, my friends, is how the reed goes on. Now, if you look here, this is centered, if I can find the angle right. The middle of the reed is centered with this flat part at the bottom, okay? And you also want your ligature to either be in line with the shiny part, but any part that's shaved on your reed, you do not want to be covered by the ligature. Your ligature needs to be far enough down, and this flat, any part right here should show. Any of this should show, okay? If your ligature is way up here, that is incorrect. Make sure that you have some of this flat part to show, okay? So remember, the very tip of the reed should be in line with the very tip of the mouthpiece, and it needs to be centered along the top of the mouthpiece and the bottom of the mouthpiece, both sides, okay, both sides. Now remember, if you have the black ligature, the screw will be on the top. The screw will be on the top so that your reed is tightly held in place by the leather straps, okay? The screw will be on the top for the black leather ligature. Metal ligatures, okay, the screw will be on the bottom. The screw will be on the bottom, okay? And that, my friends, is how you put a reed on the mouthpiece.